missed game one, and the procedure, took place the day of game two. And, we were scheduled, which I'm not sure if a lot of people, fully, I guess, understand completely, is that we were scheduled to come back to Salt Lake City either way. We were going to come back from New York to Salt Lake City that evening, whether I had a game or not. And so as the day unfolded, treatment and surgery and where everything was, going down, I hadn't decided or known that I was going to play. I didn't really know for sure that the Jazz would even, leave me on the active roster, because if I wasn't going to be available, maybe, somebody else should be out there to help the team. So, it wasn't until we landed back in Salt Lake City, which we were scheduled to do at that time anyway, that I knew the Jazz, if I wanted to play and could play, wanted me to be there. So, we land at the airport, and, we were fortunate enough to, through my own resources and help from the Jazz, we were able to take a private aircraft returning. So we landed at the airport, and, like, look, Jazz want to get you over to the arena as quickly as possible if you want to go. And my wife and I really hadn't talked about it to that extent. So, like, literally, I asked her for permission, at that point, like, is it okay if I go over to the arena and you guys can go home alone? But if you want me to, stay, and we'll just go home, and that'll be that. So, she gave me permission, but I don't even know if she thought that I was going to play. I think she just figured I'd go over and support the guys. So, the whole thing of, like, entering the building, and I had no idea, like, TNT was going crazy with Derek Fisher is, like, supposed to be here at some point, and, that it was like there's this lead up to me getting to the arena. So arriving and the cameras and the whole thing was a little bit overwhelming from that perspective. And, so I go in the locker room and I'm trying my best to get dressed, and I'm exhausted, I'm shaking, I'm nervous, I'm emotionally drained. I haven't touched the basketball in 4 days, so this is the worst combination of being able to go out and help the team. So, upon entering, walking out of the tunnel and entering the court, there was just like this sea of light blue people that I saw when I entered the arena, and it was just what I would imagine would be similar to walking through the pearly gates. It was just that bright. Like, just everybody had on light blue T-shirts, and it was definitely a moment that can't be duplicated and won't be. And so they started going crazy. Everybody on the team's happy to see me, and before I even could sit down, Coach Sloan's like, "Go get in the game." So, the rest is, the basketball part is insignificant, non-significant to me. The post-game interview where I talked about the situation is the most meaningful part of the night, because that changed forever the way, kids and families that have been hit with this disease will be treated and have been treated. And that's miraculous, and it almost didn't really happen that way. My wife and I really had agreed we weren't going to share much with everybody else, because we didn't want all the questions and the concern. We wanted to just deal with it privately. And, I feel like I was led, by a higher power to speak on it, and had no idea it changed and revolutionized the way eye cancer is treated, basically. It's that's been the greatest gift that has come from it, outside of, obviously Tatum continuing to improve and get better. And she's almost 4 now, and doing great.